This is your legacy. This is what you're going to leave behind. You don't want to give birth to a child or raise a child who only speaks English and only knows how to act in a certain way because of where they were raised or where they were born. It doesn't speak well for the next generation. We are losing our identity, and this is sad, because I find it very sad that we are losing our identity, and we don't see it as something that is alarming. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tola, and if you're new here, you are welcome. Please consider subscribing and click on that bell notification icon so that you always get notified every time I release a new video, which is at least once every Friday. I also have a second channel here on YouTube, and that is Cook with Tola Lusi. I create 2 to 5 minute recipes for you to just follow. I will leave a link to that channel in the description, as well as somewhere up here in the cards. So please go over there and show me some love as well. I would also like to thank everyone who has reached out to me on my last video. Thank you so much for all of the love. I got DMs on Instagram, comments in the comment section. Some people also reached out to me via email. Thank you so much for reaching out. God bless you abundantly. I hope you're also safe where you are. I just want to say thank you so much. All right, so today's video is a little different from the videos that I have been making in the past. If you're a returning subscriber, you already know that I recently started creating content around South Africa. But I feel like with everything going on with the world today, not just here in South Africa, but also in my home country, Nigeria, I also believe that this is the right time to create this kind of content. So without much ado, let's just jump right into today's video. Alright, so the first point I'm going to be talking about today is to be sincere. Now, this is a very loaded point because it has a lot of points in it. Things as simple as time management or keeping to time, the so-called African timing, that thing has labeled us, has made us, I believe that people have now even taken it as second nature. And I know I fall into that bracket as well, but it's something that I'm constantly trying to work on. And I believe that what can really help us with this point is, curbing procrastination and just doing things as at when due. Things like saying something that you are unsure of, like if someone asks you a question, and instead of you to say, oh, I don't know what the answer is, if you are really unsure of the answer, you can just say something like, oh, let me get back to you on that, instead of just going ahead to just say something that is wrong or inaccurate. Things like that can really dent our image and just further go to just put us in a bracket of people who are ignorant or unserious or just generally incompetent. If we can work on these things, I believe it can really help shape the way that we have been perceived and the way that the white media, in quote unquote, have tagged us and have just put us in this bracket where we are just grouped as this very unserious people. Working on time management, removing that thing entirely from our mentality. Let's not be 10 minutes late, or let's say there's nothing like being fashionable late. If you are late, you are late. There's no two words about it. It's a very denting image on us, and I believe that if we can just work on time management, just getting to know a lot more information about some things, we can be better informed and just show up on time for events. All right, next point is a shaking table point, and if you're on this table, hold on to something, because I'm definitely going to be shaking this table. The next point is to stop living to impress. Let me say it again. Stop living to impress. Nobody they see you. We know they see you. Stop taking pictures in front of someone else's car. Stop posing in front of somebody else's house. Why? Why? I don't get. Why will you want to do that? So that people at home or people seeing your pictures will believe that you have arrived, or you are now a big man or a big woman. Why will you borrow someone's wig to take a picture? I don't understand. Why will you put on someone's glasses to take a picture? Why are you attracting problem for yourself? It doesn't make any sense to me, because why would you want to live a glamorous life, quote and unquote, when you are really struggling? Because at the end of the day, you know where the shoe is pinching you. So why are we living this life that is... Who are we living to impress? Why will you want to put yourself here when you are really... Why? It doesn't make any sense. You're even chasing the people that want to help you. Someone that may be in a position to help, or someone that may be in a position to, offer assistance, might just see you as someone who's already living comfortably and just pass by. Why? Why are we chasing the people that have been sent to be our helpers? I don't understand. People will not think that you have the money that you don't really have. What's really going? What's occurring? Let's do better. We don't really have to live the Instagram life for people to be able to see us. We can see you, even if you are still living your normal life. It doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. Let's do better. Okay, the next point is another table shaking point, but it has to be said. Don't overstay your welcome. I'll say it again. Don't overstay your welcome. Obviously, this is for Africans who are not in their own country. You could be in other African countries, you could be in the Americas, you can be anywhere. Definitely, while you're leaving your home country, you're applying for a visa, and once you get to wherever it is that you have applied to, you should know when your visa is due for renewal. You don't have to be told to work on your papers or save up if it's something that could take up a large amount of money. Why will you watch your papers expire before you now start making a move or trying to do something about it? It really doesn't speak well. It further tarnishes our image. It further puts us in a place where we are the target of immigration laws. Why don't we try to do better and try to be on the right side of the law? You're not running, you're not going on the road and you see the police and now start running, start taking cover, start hiding, and it really doesn't speak well. You would live a much more comfortable life if you can just stay on the right side of the law. Make sure that your papers are right. Make sure that you have everything that could be required of you if you were to be stopped by any law enforcement agent. So please don't overstay your welcome. It affects the people coming behind, because there's a certain stigma that is attached to Africans who overstay their welcome, and someone who is legitimately in the country is also put in the same bracket because of the antecedents of people who have come in and just made a mess of things. So let's just help those coming behind us. Let's help those who are coming after us. It helps to change the narrative. It helps to change the way that we are perceived. All right, so the next point I'm going to talk about is to teach your children your culture. All right, so definitely this is for all the parents who are watching me right now. There's nothing like don't speak this language, speak only English. I hear parents say that a lot, especially when I was growing up, and it's really not good. It's really not something that we should adopt as a way of life. Your language is not dirty. Your language is not ras. It's not archaic. It's not something only for the elderly. Children should also learn their indigenous languages. I've said this before in my culture shock video, and also the things that I love about South Africa. If you haven't seen those two videos, I will link them up in the card and also leave them in the description box below. Your language is something you should be proud of. Everybody has an accent, whether you believe it or not. So the American or the British way of speaking is really not what should be generally accepted. As an African, I have my own African accent. I can speak with a good diction, but I still have my accent. And it's not going to go away because of one white man or because of one white collar job. No, something I definitely want to pass on to my children. They have to learn to speak their language. It's not something that it's not something I'm really comfortable with, especially when there are children that are growing up and they don't understand their indigenous language. We're losing our identity, because it's not something that we should even be proud of, that my child can only speak English. It's not right. I do not believe that it is right. I believe that it can be corrected. If your children are still small and they're still in their formation years, definitely get on it. Let's teach our children our culture. Let them dress up in their African attires once in a while. I mean, it's something that you should definitely carry on or carry through to the next generation, because this is your legacy. This is what you're going to leave behind. You don't want to give birth to a child or raise a child who only speaks English and only knows how to act in a certain way because of where they were raised or where they were born. It doesn't speak well for the next generation. We are losing our identity, and this is sad, because I find it very sad that we are losing our identity, and we don't see it as something that is alarming. For someone like me, where I grew up, we cook with foods with really strong smells, and it could be off-putting to someone who is relatively new to the culture. So if I'm cooking my indigenous food and my child is now going around covering their nose, it will be an insult to me if I eventually take that child home one day and the child is like, what's that smell? Or what are you cooking? This doesn't look neat. It doesn't look clean. That would just be very, very rude to the culture, very rude to the, let's teach our children our culture. Let them go home, let them experience our culture. Let's also teach them how to cook. It's not just for them to just eat or taste this food. Let them also learn how to cook this food, so that when they get older and move out on their own, they can cook by themselves and eat, and just let them be grounded in the culture. You get what I'm saying? Let them listen to our music. It's not only hip hop and rap music and yo. Let them listen to our traditional music. Let them learn the songs. Let them sing along. We play them all the time in the house. Let them get acquainted with these songs, some of the olden days. Let's go deep. Let's dig deep into our archive and play these songs for them. Let them hear these songs. Let them sing along. It will really go a long way, so that they don't get home years down the line and they are wondering who's this, or what kind of music is this, what kind of incantation is this. They're not just lost. Let them really have a feel of home. Let them be in touch with their roots. It's not something for them to discover when they are older. Let's say I'm going to find myself and where I'm going on a self-searching mission. That should be something they should already grow up with. They should know growing up. It's not something they should now go and discover on their own. So let's do better as parents. Let's work on it. All right, so the next point is to help each other grow. All right, so for those of you who are here in South Africa, I don't know if you've noticed this, if it's just me, but there's something I've noticed with the Indian community. Shout out to my Indian subscribers. There's something that they do that is actually quite enviable. If you've seen an Indian person get to any place of authority, or you see any Indian get to any place of management, they always bring up their own. I don't know if you've noticed it. If you get to an establishment where the Indian is a boss, he will start bringing up his Indian, his countrymen and countrywomen, and you'll start seeing them in all high places of authority as well. This is something that I feel like we don't do as Africans. I don't know if it's a culture of envy, or you don't want the next person to be in your own place of authority. I don't know why we do these things. We struggle to help each other, even if it's something as little as an information that is in your hands, or something that you have the opportunity to see. Maybe it could be a job offer in your place of work. It could be a list of scholarships that are available to you. Why don't you share this information for other Africans to benefit from? I feel like we intentionally want to be the only ones at the top. I feel like we struggle to help the next person. This is not something that will help us in the long run, because we have been outnumbered. I feel like we've been outnumbered. I feel like we've been undermined for way too long. And the only way we can help and change this thing is if we help each other. There's nothing, I personally do not believe in hoarding information. There's nothing that would be deducted from you if you help the next person with as little as the information that you have. It could be how to process a particular visa. It could be how to apply for a job. It could be how to write a CV. Help people. I mean, help people. Why would you want to hoard information that could help the next person? It doesn't make sense to me, and I want us to work on this area and just change. Let's help the next person grow. We cannot be attacked by other races and still be attacking ourselves. It doesn't make sense to me. Let's change. So the last and final point is to pick up a trade or learn a craft. I mentioned this in my video that I made for similarities between South Africa and Nigerians. Now, Africans are known to be very cultural people, the people who are in tune with their culture, and I believe that craftsmanship and arts, African arts, is a culture that is slowly dying. And I believe that if we can just revive them by if it's something that you love to do. For me now, I've said this before, that I love to tinker, I love to work with my hands, I love to create things. Let us continue that. Let us continue that culture. It doesn't have to die with us. It doesn't have to be something that they used to do. Things like tie and dye. It could be like fabric, adire. Things like how to tie a gele. It could be how to wear makeup, African makeup. It's different. It's different. If you didn't know it now. It's different. So let's just try to do things different. Let's try to continue this culture for arts wherever you find yourself. It could be braiding, how to braid hair, or it could be how to tie a gele or how to tie a duke. Here, that's what it's called here. It could just be how to cook indigenous food. It doesn't have to be the modernized way. It could be the old way of using indigenous ingredients to cook. We don't have to modernize everything. We don't have to change everything. Let's stay true to our roots. Let's stay true to the way that we used to do things. It goes a long way to just help maintain our culture. It helps keep our culture alive. It helps the next generation, because we're starting to forget some things. We are truly and slowly starting to forget some things with all the modernization and with all the innovations that are going on right. All right, so we've come to the end of today's video, and I hope that you've been able to go away with 1 or 2 points from one of these things that I've said. I hope that we can be able to revive our culture and just stay true to our culture and pass it on to our children as much as we can. Let us start standing up together as one. Africa is a great continent. God has blessed us with a lot of gifts, a lot of talents, a lot of attributes that we can pass on to the next generation. All right, so that concludes this video, and I just want to say in conclusion that Africa is a very diverse place. If you're watching this video from any other part of the world and you want to come and see Africa, definitely take the time out, experience the culture, the people, the language, the diversity, the food. There's a lot to see, there's a lot to experience. I believe that Africa will be great again. I believe that once we start to shape and reshape, I believe that once we start to learn and unlearn some of these things that we have been used to over the years, I believe that we will be great again. Ajaka Suwopo, let us come together, let us support each other, let us speak up for each other. This culture of it doesn't concern me or I'm not affected should really be stopped. So I believe that with one voice and with a united effort, we can make Africa great again. I also had this question to ask. I have never gone live here on YouTube before, and I just want to know if this is something that you'll be interested in. I'm planning to do this. I'm planning to start doing this at least once a month. So please let me know time suggestions for when you are, or in your time zones. Let me know what time will be okay for you for me to go live. And also comment in the comment section. If you have contrary views, it's welcome. If you have supporting views, if I forgot to mention something, please remind me in the comment section. Let's interact again. All right, so if you've watched up until this point, I would like to thank you so much for watching. Give this video a huge thumbs up. It does a lot to help my analytics here, so that YouTube also suggest my videos to other parts of the world. If I forgot anything, please leave your comments in the comment section. I do my best to respond to every single comment. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and remember to turn on your post notifications, the one with the pom pom. All right, and I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye, guys. Mwah.